Chad Bell is ringing up batters left and right this season. The 23-year-old 6'3", 200-pound southpaw has had a great year. So what type of pitcher is he?
Definitely not really a strikeout guy. I'm not going to go out there and strike out, 10 guys or anything like that. I just don't have that kind of stuff. I'm more of a ground ball pitcher, try to get in there, throw as few pitches as possible, and get back in the dugout and, give the offense a chance to score some runs.
Bell has an assortment of pitches, and he tries to keep the ball low in the strike zone.
I throw fastball, changeup, slider, and mainly two-seam fastballs, and get a lot of good action with my fastball just because my arm slot's a little lower. And fastball, changeups, best combination. That's what I try to throw the most of. And slider's my third pitch for sure, and best pitch being my changeup.
The Rangers organization has a plan for each individual to help them reach the big leagues one day. For Bell, it's rather simple.
Talking to pitching coaches and pitching coordinators and stuff like that, the main thing is get a good feel for a good breaking ball. And fastball, changeup, like I said, is really my best two pitches and best combination I go out there with, and just need to get that third pitch down to where it's a little more consistent.
2012 has been a wild ride for Chad Bell. In fact, he started off in Single-A Myrtle Beach, moved up to Double-A Frisco, and is now pitching for Triple-A Round Rock. That's a lot of movement for a young pitcher.
I mean, really, it's been great. I started out in High Myrtle Beach and moved up to Frisco there pretty quick. I guess about 3 weeks. Was in the bullpen, jumped in the rotation a couple of weeks after that, and then I guess right before the All-Star break with Frisco, jumped up to here in Round Rock. I felt like I'd been throwing the ball pretty well, and didn't know that I would get called up here that fast, or even if it'd be this year.
With all of that movement, Bell has had to pick the brain of a few players about getting to know his new surroundings both on and off the field.
As far as a pitcher, when I get somewhere new, I always talk to somebody who's been playing there for a little bit. Ask them, what's different. What did you find was the biggest challenge for you once you got here? And what I kind of get from talking to guys when I get up here is, it's still the same thing. You're still 60 feet away throwing to the guy, and you get in there and you execute your pitches, you're still going to get them out most of the time.
Chad is from the Volunteer State and enjoys the usual outdoor sports.
Grew up in East Tennessee, always been a big Tennessee ball fan. A lot of stuff to do, and in the off season, that's what I like doing. Fishing, hunting. If it's warm enough, go play some golf. But definitely get out on the lake every now and then and enjoy that.
The hill country of Texas has its fair share of lakes, of course, but playing close to his hometown of Knoxville in front of his parents was a great way to spend a 4-game series recently.
We just came back from Nashville, so that's about 2.5 hours down the road, so a lot of people came down to watch that game, and really good to see them. That's the closest I've really got to play to home in 3 years. They actually came out to Frisco when I was down there, so they try to make as many trips as possible, but it's always good when you play close to home, they can make it.
The travel stories you hear in the minors are really apparent in the lower classifications, but in the AAA Pacific Coast League, jets replace buses for the most part, but it's still a long time to be away from the home base, no matter how you look at it.
A lot of traveling, sometimes it's a grind, especially up here, you get to fly to the different places, so that's a lot nicer, but low A, high A, double A, sometimes you got some long bus trips. You're driving, you leave at 11 o'clock after the game, you get there at 8 o'clock the next morning or something like that. Sometimes I've been even later than that getting there, and so it's rough.
This has been a rather unusual season in the Rangers organization. Bell will be the first to tell you that there's been a lot of players moving up and down due to injuries, including the big league club as well. Chad says you might as well take advantage of the opportunities to get some insight.
A lot more movement than I've ever, really been accustomed to in my 2 years here before this. But, down in Frisco, Rory Oswalt came down, and that was really cool to get to talk to him, And you pick the pitcher's brains, and as a pitcher, you pick the hitter's brains too, just to kind of get some little inside information on some stuff.
The goal is simple for Chad Bell: get to the major leagues and stick.
It would be unbelievable, and like you said, one step away, but you can't really let up right now. You still got to finish it off and get there, and stay there is the main thing. They say it's easier to get there than it is to stay there. So, try to stay healthy and just, make sure to keep throwing the ball well.
Down on the farm in Round Rock, Jeff Power, Rangers Insider.